continuing to work on our formulas and expressions. And today I'm going to talk about writing your own formula. Now often there's a story involved with writing a formula, and the story I'm going to tell you is that on long journeys my children and I used to play a game to keep us interested. Now, basis of the game is it's based on the cars you see. So you get points for, you get 5 points for a red car, and you get 3 points for a black car. Now, this is a bit lengthy to write down all the time, so I'm going to say 5 for each red. Maybe that would still be a bit lengthy. Perhaps I should say something like 5 lots of what I would get for a red car. The amount of red cars, each red would be my score from there. Or maybe even we could say 5R. So 5R would mean I score 5 for each one of the red cars I get. So if I saw 3 red cars, this would be 5 times 3, which would be 15. If I saw 10 red cars, this would be 5 times 10, which should be 30, which should be 50. So that's the idea of my game. Now, if I score 3 points for a black car, I think seeing through that logic, you could see that I might score 3 lots of what we're going to call a black car. B would make sense, wouldn't it? 3 times B, so 3 points for every car, which is 3 times B. So let's put that 3B. So if I was to think about our total points, points equals 5R total. I've used the word, it's a very mathematical word, means add. And actually here I've written more than I need to anyway. I could just write P is equal to 5R plus 3B, and that would be my thought process. And again, that whole idea that when the numbers come in, we can work out what's going on. So if R equals for two red cars and 3 black cars, but 5 times 2 is 10 and 3 times 3 is 9, so it's called 19 points. So being able to write a formula that we can use later, remember it's all about the idea of being able to use later, is a really important skill. So let's just think of another quick example. So let's say you score, so let's say that those are my points. Let's say my son scores 8 points for a silver car and minus 2 points for a white car. Then his points in total would be 8 times the amount of silver cars, and then taking away 2 times the amount of white cars, because allowing that you take away 2. So that would be his formula. Now let's say my daughter likes to play along, and her scores would be 5 points for a green, and then maybe 7 points for something that's a bit rarer. What should we say? Let's say a pink car. I have seen some pink cars. In fact, she's told me that she would quite like a pink car at some point or other, if you can get them. So her points would be 5 points for every green, so that's 5 times the amount of greens she would find, and then adding on to 7 for every pink. So the amount of pink ones she would see, you would always times by 7. So that would be hers. I told my wife that she could play as well, and she decided that she would go for yellow cars. I've not told you yet what you get to see what you get if you see a yellow car. Maybe some of you should know that. Okay, so the idea is the letter represents the amount and the number represents what you might score for that. So for example, if we were talking in money and I said 5p for every red car, it would be 5 times the amount of red cars, that's how many pence you would get for that bit, and 3 pence times the amount of black cars, so 3 times the amount of black would be how many pence you would get for that, and this would be in points. So the important thing is, read the question, think about a letter that you would use that clearly represents what you're talking about, and here a red car is R, black car is B, silver car is S, white car is W, green car is G, and pink car is P, and then put your formula together. And there's lots of ways we can put a formula together. There could be some timeses, there can be some adds. We might just add a number on together. So for example, I could say I wanted to score 8 points for every black car, and then because I'm dad, I want another 10 points. So that extra one would be 10 points for every black. P equals how many? I can't remember how many separate. 8 points for every black, and then an extra 10 points because dads like to win. Okay, right. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and hopefully that makes sense when you come to doing the exercise. I shall speak to you soon.